2008 comes around. I had spent, 4 or 5 years with that previous company. I had become very senior already, and perhaps, um, I was, humility then became less of a thing for me. So I started demanding things, and obviously that's never a great thing when you try to start demanding things,
Yeah.
to somebody. And I didn't, it just didn't work. It didn't work out at the very end with my previous company.
Mhm.
So then I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go back to Manila first. Okay, I'm going to
Mhm.
hang out for a little bit, but I'm going to use, the savings that I have, and I'm going to apply to all these different companies in New York City. Okay, so I'm going to apply
NYC.
to,
Okay.
yeah, and I had been in advertising sales at that point, so I did what I did. I
Yeah.
sent cold emails to as many publications as I could, some very well-known ones that we all read today,
Right.
to be, sales heads. Um, and I also sent an email to Yahoo, which back then was quite a large employer of
They
advertising salespeople, right?
they
So
were
yeah,
the ad king of the internet prior to Google,
that's right.
just devouring everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
So 2008, September, I go to New York. I
Mm.
spent 2 weeks there with a friend, living in his living room, basically couch, sending out cold emails, going to meetings, taking these interviews, and 99% of them all fell apart, right?
Okay.
But one which turned out to be Yahoo was a very good conversation, right? So the
Mm.
guy goes to me. I remember it was their office, in Midtown Manhattan,
Okay.
um, right across the New York Public Library.
Mhm.
And he basically says, "Listen, Franco, I love your experience. We want you to come back. Why don't you go back to the Philippines? Pack up. We'll work on your paperwork and we'll get you started. When you
Yeah.
come back to the States, okay?"
Mhm.
So I go back to the I go back to the Philippines, pack up, um, and spend the rest of my savings to go back to the States. Okay,
Wow.
the rest of
Back
my
to
savings.
zero.
Yeah, so I buy a round trip ticket smartly, go
Mhm.
back to the States, um, and I just so happened to arrive in October of 2008. Now, historically, does that date ring a bell to you at all?
Of course, a global financial crisis where
Like
everything just got
literally,
wiped away.
the day I arrived was the day that Lehman Brothers office emptied out.